Today I'll show you a basic Pi security camera. So first off, we're going to need a camera module. These go for $15 to $26 on Amazon. Next, we're going to need a PIR, or a passive infrared sensor. I found these from anywhere to like $8 to $15. And we're going to need a breadboard. I found these for as cheap as like $3 on Amazon. You can also find them on Adafruit, and also grab your Raspberry Pi. So looking at the passive infrared sensor, which has two potentiometers, one for the sensitivity, one for the time. It's for the most responsive input, crank the sensitivity all the way up and the time all the way down. And use the Phillips head screwdriver to do this, not your fingers. If we take the Fresnel lens off the top, we see the metallic sensor. There's a little lens top. So to demonstrate the camera, there's it taking a photo. As you can see, when I looked at my monitor, there was a preview of the photo being taken. So now if we look at where the photo was saved, which is to the desktop, we see a nice picture. That was just an example script of taking a photo. So now we're actually going to plug in our camera to our Pi. First thing we have to do is locate the camera port on the Raspberry Pi. This isn't to be confused with the display port, because I've tried to plug my camera in there and it doesn't work, so don't do that. So first, pry that little white thing up, as you saw me just do, and find the metallic tabs on the wire to connect your camera to your Raspberry Pi. Once you locate the metal on the port of the Raspberry Pi, slide your cable right inside and press down on that top white piece to secure it into your Raspberry Pi. And now that you've done that, you're all set for the camera. For the breadboard part, I'm using a GPIO header connection. Ignore those resistors on the breadboard, those aren't relevant. So this GPIO header just goes to the pins on the Raspberry Pi and makes it a little easier to interface with breadboards and referencing pin numbers. So now let's actually wire up the passive infrared sensor. First off, we have 3 wires total that we're going to need to wire. The first one we're going to take a look at is the black or the ground wire. And you can place this on any ground pin on your Pi. I'm going to use pin 39. I'll show you that real quick.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
There we go. Next, we're going to connect the alarm or out wire, and you can use any GPIO pin for this. I use pin 11 or GPIO 17, like so. And finally, we're going to connect the +5 with the red wire to the GPIO header. You can also use a +5 GPIO pin for this as well, if you do not have a GPIO header. That's it for the hardware section. Now, to enable our camera, the first command we're going to do is sudo raspi-config. This brings us to a little interface. We're going to arrow down to enable camera, arrow over to yes, okay, and then arrow to finish, and now we reboot. So the first thing we're going to do is make a PIR directory to save all the files that we're going to make. I'm going to change into that directory, and we're going to make a Python file to actually detect motion and take pictures. So type in the command sudo nano and then whatever you want to name your file, .py. I'll call it sensorsnap.py. Hit enter. I already wrote this code previously, but I'll post it in the description. It's pretty simple. Just have a infinite loop with some conditional statements to test if motion is detected, and if so, it will take a picture. One thing to notice with this code is the line I have the cursor on right now. There's a little weird formatting thing on the file name for the picture. That formatting thing that you see inside the brackets, that's just going to allow pictures to be taken and stored as separate JPEGs. So this fixes the problem of having multiple photos taken and them being saved as the same file name and only seeing the most recent photo. Once we have that, we can run the script with, first we have to make a pictures directory, forgot about that. And here's the setup for my camera. It's a little sketchy. I kind of taped down the windowsill, mess of wires, but it worked. Now to actually run it, you just type in sudo python, whatever you name your file. For me, sensorsnap.py. And since no motion is detected, it says we're good. Oh, it found something, so it says stop right there. And every time you see that line jump, it's taking a photo. And now there's no motion, so we're set. And to terminate that script, just press Ctrl+C. So here's a first-person view of me snagging a book for my room. Right now the script is running and it's taking pictures of me as I grab the book and walk out of my room. I'll show you those pictures in a second. So here is the pics directory I showed you how to make quickly. Now we have all these photos saved as separate JPEGs of me taking the book out of my room. And here's what the pictures actually turned out like. As you can see, the camera module has a very nice high megapixel camera, really crisp photos. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, please drop a like for this video, and if you want more, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.